I want you to stop for a moment and think, what's the single thing standing between you and the life you dream of? I'll tell you what it is. It's not the lack of talent, resources, or opportunities. It's not even the things that have happened to you in the past. It's your mind. It's the thoughts you entertain every single day. And here's the brutal truth. If you don't learn to control your thinking will control you. By the end of this, your mindset will never be the same. Your mind is powerful. It's the greatest tool you have, yet for most of you, it's a tool you've yet to fully harness. Imagine for a moment that you have a weapon in your hands, something capable of creating massive destruction or incredible creation. But if you don't know how to control it, you risk harming yourself and others around you. That's what your mind is like, a weapon, but only if you know how to control it. Let me break it down for you. Every decision you make, every emotion you feel, every action you take starts with a thought. Your mind is like the commander of an army. It can either lead you to victory or it can lead you into defeat. Think about it. How many times have you woken up and allowed your mind to dictate your day? You wake up and immediately think, I'm tired, or I don't feel like it today, or this is going to be another bad day. You've just handed the control of your day over to your mind. And if you allow your mind to run wild, it will take you down roads of anxiety, fear, self-doubt, and frustration. But here's the good news. You are not a slave to your thoughts. The moment you decide to take control of your mind, you shift your entire life. You see, the most successful people in the world aren't the ones with the most talent or the most resources. They're the ones who have mastered their thinking. They've learned to control their mind, and therefore they control their results. I'll give you an example. Look at a man like Elon Musk. When he started SpaceX and Tesla, many thought he was insane. People said, you're trying to send rockets to Mars. You're trying to revolutionize the car industry. You're going to fail. But Musk didn't let his mind run wild with doubts. Instead of letting fear, rejection, or the opinions of others control his thinking, he used his mind as a weapon to push through the challenges. He didn't just think about the how, he visualized the why with laser precision. And that focus, that mental discipline, has turned him into one of the most influential innovators in the world. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. You're going to face setbacks. You're going to face failures. You're going to face moments when everything seems impossible. But here's the thing. Your mind is capable of more than you can even imagine. It has the power to transform any obstacle into an opportunity if you learn how to control it. When you start to discipline your thinking, you stop letting your mind drag you into emotional chaos. You stop reacting to life as a victim. You start responding as a creator, as someone who is in charge. Take this moment to reflect. When was the last time you allowed your mind to get the best of you? When did fear or doubt stop you from taking action? The truth is, the longer you let your mind run unchecked, the longer you stay stuck in the same place. You have the power to stop the cycle right now. What would happen if you woke up tomorrow and took command of your mind? What if you decided to be the one who decides your thoughts? You'd stop reacting to circumstances and instead you'd start creating them. You'd stop letting the fear of failure hold you back, and instead you'd use every setback as fuel to rise higher. You'd stop being a prisoner of your past and start becoming the architect of your future. Remember this, your mind is a weapon, but only if you control it. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your thoughts. I'm going to say it again because I want you to let this sink in. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your thoughts. Think about that for a moment. Your life is a reflection of what goes on in your mind. Every decision you make, every action you take, starts with a thought. Your thoughts shape your emotions, your reactions, and your outcomes. If you're living a life that's filled with frustration, disappointment, or regret, it's not the world around you, it's the thoughts you're allowing to control your life. I'll give you a simple truth. Your mind doesn't distinguish between reality and what you tell it. It simply believes what you tell it. If you spend your days thinking that you're not good enough or that life is unfair or that you'll never get ahead, your mind believes it. And when your mind believes something, it works tirelessly to make it true. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your subconscious mind will find evidence to confirm the negativity you think, and it will draw you into situations that prove you're right. It's a vicious cycle. But here's the breakthrough. You can change your thoughts and in turn, change your life. It all starts with awareness. You need to become acutely aware of the thoughts that dominate your mind. Are they empowering you or disempowering you? Are they setting you up for success or are they holding you back? Take the story of Oprah Winfrey. Oprah was born into poverty, raised in an abusive environment, and told she would never amount to anything. She was told that people like her didn't become successful. But Oprah made a decision. She refused to let her circumstances dictate her future. She chose to see herself as powerful, as capable, as worthy of success. The thoughts she cultivated in her mind were not shaped by her past. They were shaped by the vision she had for her future. And look where she is today. What Oprah understood, and what most people don't, is that the key to life isn't what happens to you, it's how you think about what happens to you. You can't control every circumstance, but you can control the story you tell yourself about those circumstances. You can control the narrative. You can choose to look at obstacles as opportunities. You can choose to see setbacks as stepping stones. And when you start thinking like that, everything changes. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. What are you thinking about right now? Is it empowering you? Is it driving you to take action? Or is it keeping you stuck in a loop of doubt and fear? Every time you think about something, you're sending a message to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind then starts working to make that thought a reality. So what if you started telling yourself a new story? What if you started thinking about yourself as someone who's capable, someone who can overcome anything, someone who deserves the best life has to offer? The truth is, you already have everything inside of you to create the life you want. It's not about waiting for the right opportunity to come along. It's about disciplining your thoughts to align with the future you want. Because when your thoughts align with your goals, your actions follow. When your thoughts elevate, your life elevates. So, from this moment forward, start thinking about yourself differently. Think of yourself as powerful. Think of yourself as someone who is capable of achieving anything, because when you change the quality of your thoughts, you change the quality of your life. And that is the secret to creating the life you've always dreamed of. Your thoughts create your reality. Let that sink in for a moment. Your thoughts create your reality. Everything you see around you, everything you experience, the people you meet, the opportunities that come your way, it all starts with what's going on in your mind. You are the architect of your own world, and the blueprint for your life is shaped by the thoughts you think. Now, most people don't realize the power they have in shaping their reality. They go through life reacting to circumstances, reacting to what happens to them, and never truly understanding that they are creating the world they live in with every thought they think. When you live on autopilot, your mind just goes wherever the wind blows, and you start accepting your external circumstances as reality. But here's the truth. Your thoughts are creating your world whether you're aware of it or not. Every thought you have is shaping the world you experience. So if you want to change your reality, you have to start with your thoughts. Let me give you an example. Think of someone like Steve Jobs. Jobs didn't just create Apple because he had a great idea. No, he created Apple because he believed the world could be better. He believed technology could change the world, and most importantly, he believed he could do it. He envisioned a reality where technology wasn't just a tool, but a way of life. But here's the key. Before Apple existed, before any product was built, Steve Jobs had a vision. His thoughts created the possibility for everything that followed. The success of Apple was born from the idea that the world could be different. And Jobs didn't just dream it, he believed it with every fiber of his being, and because he did, he made it happen. But let's get even more personal. Think about your own life for a moment. What are you thinking right now? What are the thoughts you entertain on a daily basis? Are they thoughts of possibility, hope, and opportunity? Or are they thoughts of limitation, fear, and doubt? If you're constantly thinking that you're not good enough, or that success is for other people, or that you'll never be able to change, that's exactly what you'll create. That's your reality. Your mind will look for ways to confirm those beliefs and make them real. You see, the mind doesn't care whether you think positive or negative thoughts. It doesn't care if you think you're capable or incapable. It will simply work to bring into your life whatever you believe is true. The difference between those who live extraordinary lives and those who don't isn't luck or fate, it's mindset. People who achieve greatness know that their thoughts shape their reality. They know that if they focus on their vision, if they keep thinking about their goals with clarity and purpose, their reality will start to shift in alignment with those thoughts. Take the example of J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before she became one of the most successful writers in history, Rowling was struggling. She was a single mother on welfare, dealing with depression and rejection. But she had a vision. She believed in her story, and most importantly, she believed in herself. She refused to let rejection stop her, and she refused to accept the circumstances of her life as the final word. Her thoughts, her belief that her story could inspire millions became her reality. The same principle applies to you. What you think about yourself, your life, and your future will shape your reality. If you believe in your dreams and relentlessly focus on them, you'll start to see doors open. If you stay focused on the challenges, the obstacles, and the things that are holding you back, that's the reality you'll create. So choose your thoughts wisely. Control your mind and you control your life. Your thoughts are the foundation of everything you will ever create. Shift them and you shift your world. The truth is simple. Your thoughts create your reality. And the moment you decide to change your thoughts is the moment you change your life. Fear and doubt are the enemies of discipline. I'm going to say that again because it's critical you understand this. Fear and doubt are the enemies of discipline. Every time you let fear and doubt creep into your mind, you're giving away your power and you're stepping further away from the person you were meant to be. Every single day, you face a battle between the thoughts that empower you and the thoughts that hold you back. Fear and doubt are the primary culprits, and they will keep you trapped in a cycle of inaction if you let them. They will hold you back from taking the steps that are required to break through, to achieve, and to become the person you were born to be. Look at the people you admire the most, the ones who are living extraordinary lives. They don't have less fear or less doubt than you. They simply don't let it control them. They understand that fear is natural, but it's also a choice. What they've learned is that fear doesn't disappear, but they choose to act in spite of it. They make the decision to push through, to take the next step, even when fear is screaming at them to stop. Let's look at someone like Michael Jordan. You think he didn't have fear when he stepped on the court every single game? Of course he did. But he didn't let it stop him. His drive, his commitment to his craft, his discipline, those things were stronger than any fear or doubt. Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Can you imagine how that must have felt? Most people would have quit. Most people would have let that doubt define their future, but not Michael Jordan. He used that failure, that rejection, to fuel his fire. Every time doubt crept in, every time fear tried to get him to back down, he used it to get better, to train harder, and to achieve greatness. Now think about you. Where does fear and doubt show up in your life? Is it when you think about starting that business, pursuing that dream, or going after that goal that seems just out of reach? How many times have you held back because you thought you weren't good enough, or you worried about failing, or you feared what others might think? When you allow fear to dictate your actions, you're allowing it to take away your potential. Fear convinces you that you're not ready, that you're not capable, and that you should wait for the perfect moment. But let me tell you something. There is no perfect moment. The only moment that matters is the one you have right now. Doubt, on the other hand, is just fear's quiet little partner. It's more subtle, but just as dangerous. Doubt tells you, maybe you're not meant for this. Maybe it's too hard. Maybe it won't work. And when you let doubt take root, you start to question your abilities. You question your worth. You start to think that success is for other people, not for you. But doubt is a liar. It tries to convince you that you're not capable of achieving what you want, but it doesn't know you. You are capable of more than you think. The key to discipline is learning how to push through that fear and doubt. It's about developing the mental strength to take action regardless of how you feel. I want you to remember this. You don't need to feel ready to act. You don't need to feel confident or fearless. You just need to act. The act of taking one step forward, even when you're terrified, is what builds the discipline you need to succeed. When you take action in spite of fear and doubt, that's when you take control. That's when you break free. Fear and doubt will always be there, but so will your ability to choose to push through. And when you do, that's when the magic happens. That's when your life starts to change. Thoughts are energy. Use them wisely. Think about that for a moment. Your thoughts aren't just abstract concepts floating in your mind. They are energy. Every thought you have is sending out a vibration into the world, shaping the environment around you and attracting experiences that match that energy. Your thoughts are like magnets, pulling in circumstances, people, and opportunities that align with the energy you are putting out into the universe. The question is, what energy are you putting out? I want to tell you a powerful truth. You are always vibrating at a certain frequency, and that frequency is determined by the quality of your thoughts. If you're constantly thinking thoughts of negativity, lack, or fear, you are emitting an energy that repels the things you want in life. But when you choose thoughts of abundance, possibility, and gratitude, you start to attract the very things that align with that energy. This is the law of attraction in its purest form. Let's look at a real-world example. Take someone like Oprah Winfrey. Oprah grew up in incredibly difficult circumstances, poverty, abuse, and rejection. But she didn't let those circumstances dictate her reality. She chose to focus on her dreams, on the belief that she could rise above it all. Oprah didn't just think about success, she felt the energy of success every day. She knew that if she held on to thoughts of power, possibility, and purpose, she would create the life she wanted. And she did. Her thoughts weren't just random, they were intentional, and the energy she radiated attracted opportunities, people, and events that were in alignment with her vision. But this isn't just about big names and extraordinary stories. This principle applies to you, to all of us. Think about your day-to-day life. What energy are you putting out into the world? What's the first thing you think when you wake up in the morning? Is it a thought of gratitude, or is it a thought of dread? Is it today's going to be an amazing day, or is it I'm already behind, I'm already tired, and I don't know how I'm going to get through it? The energy behind these thoughts is the energy you carry throughout your day, and it determines the energy that you attract back to you. Here's another example. Imagine you're walking into an important meeting or a big opportunity. If you walk in with the energy of self-doubt, if you're thinking, I'm not good enough for this, or they're going to reject me, that's exactly the kind of energy you're going to radiate. You're going to attract rejection. You're going to attract closed doors. But if you walk in with the energy of confidence, the energy of knowing you are worthy of this opportunity, knowing that you have something valuable to offer, you will naturally attract the success you're looking for. People feel that energy. They will want to be around you. They will open doors for you. But let's take it a step deeper. When you let your thoughts stay focused on negativity, what's happening on a physiological level? You're releasing stress hormones, cortisol, into your body, which impacts your health, your energy, and your decision-making. Your body literally reacts to the thoughts you think. On the other hand, when you choose thoughts of positivity, your body releases feel-good hormones like dopamine and serotonin. This shifts your energy, not just emotionally, but physically as well. You begin to feel more vibrant, more capable, and more alive. So how do you begin to use your thoughts wisely? It starts with awareness. Every time a negative thought enters your mind, you need to pause and ask yourself, is this serving me? And if the answer is no, change it. Choose a thought that empowers you. Choose a thought that aligns with the person you want to be and the life you want to create. When you do this consistently, you begin to shift your energy and your reality begins to shift with it. Remember, thoughts are energy. And when you use them wisely, you become an unstoppable force. You will attract the right opportunities, the right people, and the right circumstances. But it all starts with being intentional about the energy you put out into the world. The energy you send out today is the life you'll experience tomorrow. So what energy are you choosing to put out? Rewire your brain by creating new thought patterns. This is one of the most powerful ideas you can take with you today because it unlocks a level of control that most people don't realize they have. Your brain is a muscle, and like any muscle, it can be strengthened, shaped, and even reprogrammed. What most people don't understand is that the way you think right now is the result of years, maybe even decades of mental conditioning. Your current patterns of thinking are like grooves in your mind, formed by your experiences, your beliefs, and the thoughts you've repeated over time. And here's the truth. If you don't consciously choose to create new patterns, your brain will default to the old ones, often limiting you in ways you don't even realize. But here's the incredible news. You have the power to change your brain's wiring. You can literally rewire your mind by creating new thought patterns, thoughts that empower you, that elevate you, and that move you toward your goals instead of holding you back. All it takes is awareness, intention, and consistent effort. Let's start with an example. Think about someone who struggled with self-doubt for years. Maybe you've been there, maybe you're still there. Every time an opportunity arises, the first thing you think is, I'm not good enough, I'm not ready, someone else will do it better. That's an old thought pattern, a deeply ingrained belief that you're not capable or worthy of success. That pattern was formed through past experiences, perhaps failures, rejections, or just a lack of positive reinforcement. Over time, this thinking becomes automatic. It's like a path in a forest that's been walked on so many times that it's the only one you see. But here's the key. If you want to break free, you have to consciously create a new path. The good news is that your brain is incredibly adaptable. Studies show that neurons in your brain are constantly forming new connections, even in adulthood. This means that with practice, you can literally train your brain to think differently. You can replace the self-doubt with self-belief. Instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, You start thinking, I am more than capable of doing this. I have everything I need to succeed. Let's dive into the science behind it. When you think a thought repeatedly, you strengthen the neural connections associated with that thought. It's like lifting weights for your brain. If you keep thinking negative thoughts, those neural pathways get stronger and more automatic. But if you begin thinking positive, empowering thoughts, you start building new pathways, and eventually those thoughts become just as automatic. This is what it means to rewire your brain. Think about someone like Thomas Edison. When he was creating the light bulb, he faced failure after failure. In fact, he went through thousands of unsuccessful attempts before he succeeded. But every time he failed, he didn't say, I'm not cut out for this. Maybe this just isn't meant for me. No, he thought differently. He said, I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that it won't work. That's a new thought pattern, one that fuels persistence, one that drives you forward instead of holding you back. Now, how do you start creating these new patterns? The first step is awareness. You have to become conscious of the thoughts that are holding you back. Every time you think, I can't, ask yourself, is that the truth or is that just an old thought pattern I've been running for years? The second step is to replace those thoughts. Every time an old limiting thought comes up, replace it with a new empowering one. It might feel forced at first, but over time it will become second nature. And finally, consistency is key. Repetition is what builds new neural pathways. The more you practice new thoughts, the more ingrained they become in your mind. The truth is, the moment you begin to change your thinking, you start to change your life. It's not a matter of hoping for a better life. It's a matter of creating it one thought at a time. Your brain is like a garden. If you plant seeds of positivity, self-belief, and possibility, you'll cultivate a future filled with those things. But if you keep planting seeds of fear, doubt, and limitation, that's exactly what you'll grow. So take control today. Start rewiring your brain. The life you want is already within you. It's in the way you think. And the moment you choose to create new thought patterns, you begin the process of transforming your entire reality. The power of focus. Where you focus, you move toward. It's as simple as that. Your attention, your energy, and your thoughts are like a laser beam that can either magnify your dreams or keep you stuck in the same place. Everything you experience in life is a result of where you choose to focus your energy. Think about it for a second. How much of your life is spent on things that don't move you closer to your goals? How often do you find yourself dwelling on obstacles, distractions, or things that drain your energy? The truth is, whatever you focus on, you create more of. Where you direct your attention is where you end up. If you focus on the positive, the opportunity, the possibility, that's where you'll move toward. If you focus on the problems, the difficulties, and the roadblocks, that's where you'll stay. Let's take a real world example, someone like Serena Williams. Serena isn't just a champion because she has talent. She's a champion because of her unshakable focus. When she steps on the court, she doesn't let the noise of the crowd, the pressure of the game, or the mistakes she's made distract her. She focuses solely on the present moment, on the next point, the next move. She doesn't waste time worrying about what's happened or what could happen. Her focus is like a laser beam, sharp and precise. And because of that, she consistently moves toward victory. Now let's turn the mirror back to you. Where do you direct your focus on a daily basis? If you're like most people, your focus is split between a million things at once. Your to-do list, your problems, the past, the future. And that scattered focus leads to scattered results. It's like trying to steer a ship while you're looking at every direction at once. You'll never get anywhere. The key to creating the life you want is to choose your focus and direct it toward what truly matters. Let's dig deeper into the psychology behind focus. The brain is a powerful tool, but it's also easily distracted. In today's world, we have more distractions than ever before. Social media, news, endless notifications, they all pull our attention in 1,000 different directions. But here's the thing, every time your focus shifts to something irrelevant or unimportant, you're losing precious energy. You're losing your ability to act with intention, and over time, that scattered energy erodes your sense of purpose and direction. Focus is not about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about choosing where to put your energy and then putting everything you've got into that one thing. Think about it like this. If you had a magnifying glass and you focus the sun's rays on one spot, you could start a fire. But if you scattered those rays across the ground, you'd have nothing but wasted energy. The same is true for your life. If you focus your energy on what truly matters, you create a fire of momentum that can't be stopped. So how do you focus on the right things? First, you need clarity. You need to know what your goals are and why they matter. If your goals aren't clear, your focus will wander. But when you know exactly what you want, when you can see it in your mind's eye with crystal clear clarity, focus becomes much easier. Second, you need discipline. It's not enough to know what you want. You must develop the discipline to direct your attention to it day after day. Like someone like Elon Musk, he's not just running one company, he's running multiple companies, all working toward world-changing goals. But he has one thing that sets him apart: unwavering focus. He doesn't get distracted by the noise. He focuses on the most important things, the things that align with his mission, and that relentless focus has propelled him to the top. If you want to move toward your goals, stop dividing your attention. Stop letting the world pull you in different directions. Focus on what matters. When you do, you'll be amazed at how quickly you move towards success. Focus is the key to unlocking your potential. Where you focus, you move toward. Choose wisely. Thoughts are just thoughts. You don't have to believe them. Let that sink in for a moment, because this simple truth has the power to transform your life. You've been taught to think that your thoughts are facts, that if a thought enters your mind, it must be true. But I'm here to tell you something that will set you free. Just because you think something doesn't mean it's true. And just because it's a thought doesn't mean you have to act on it. Think about the last time you had a negative thought. Maybe it was something like, I'm not good enough, or I'll never succeed, or I'm not worthy of love or success. If you're like most people, you probably accepted that thought as truth. You let it affect your mood, your actions, and your energy. But the truth is, those are just thoughts. They are not facts. They are not the absolute truth. They're just ideas passing through your mind, and you have the power to choose whether or not to believe them. This is the secret to freedom. You do not have to believe everything that pops into your head. Your mind is constantly producing thoughts, and many of them are not even your own. Some of them are learned beliefs from childhood, some are fears you've picked up along the way, and some are the result of societal expectations and pressures. But none of these thoughts define you unless you choose to let them. You don't have to believe the story your mind is telling you. You don't have to accept the limitations your thoughts try to impose on you. Take the example of someone like Walt Disney. Disney was told no one would ever pay to see an animated film. He was told he was crazy, that his ideas were impossible, but he didn't accept those thoughts as the truth. He didn't let the negative beliefs of others dictate his own thinking. Instead, he chose to believe in the impossible. He focused on the thoughts that empowered him, not the ones that held him back. And we all know what happened next. Disney became one of the most iconic brands in the world, built on a foundation of imagination and belief. Now, I want you to think about your own life. How many times have you believed a thought that kept you stuck? How many times have you told yourself, I'm not smart enough, or I'm not ready for this, or I'm not capable? How many times has a thought like that stopped you from taking action, from moving forward, from pursuing what you truly want? The moment you believe a limiting thought, you hand over your power. You give that thought the authority to dictate your actions, your emotions, and your outcomes. But what if you didn't? What if you simply observed your thoughts instead of accepting them as truth? This doesn't mean that negative thoughts won't come up. They will. It doesn't mean that fear, doubt, and insecurity won't show up at your door. They will, but here's the difference. You don't have to invite them in. You don't have to let them control you. You can acknowledge the thought, recognize it for what it is, just a thought, and then choose to move on. You have the power to replace those negative thoughts with empowering ones, with beliefs that serve your highest good. Think about it like this. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't consciously choose the thoughts you allow to take root, weeds of negativity will grow. But when you decide to plant positive, empowering thoughts, you can create a garden of abundance, joy, and success. The thoughts you allow to grow are the ones that shape your reality. The next time a thought comes up telling you that you can't do something or that you're not enough, simply say, thank you for sharing, but I choose to believe something different. Replace it with a thought that serves you, a thought that empowers you. You don't have to be a slave to your thoughts. You don't have to believe every single thing that enters your mind, because thoughts are just thoughts. They don't define you. They are just temporary, fleeting things that have no more power over you than you give them. So start today. Don't let the negative, limiting thoughts dictate your life. You have the power to choose. You have the power to create the life you want by choosing the thoughts that support it. Thoughts are just thoughts. But your actions, your beliefs, and your reality are what truly define who you are.